Welcome to Lesson 5 of the class Dutch Pronunciation for Beginners, Consonant Letters. In this lesson, we'll learn the main pronunciation and spelling rules of two consonant letters, C and K. These letters are taught in the same lesson because they have certain similarities in pronunciation. In order to better illustrate these similarities, I'll first explain the main pronunciation and spelling rules of the letter K. In general, the letter K is pronounced as a voiceless consonant K. This Dutch consonant is very similar to the consonant in the English word key, but there's an important difference. The English consonant K, as in the word key, is aspirated, but the Dutch consonant K is pronounced without aspiration. If you don't know the difference between aspirated and unaspirated consonants, please watch lesson 4 in which I've explained the difference. Now let's look at 3 examples. Kaas, kat, kop. There's an important exception to the basic rule that I just explained. If the letter K appears at the end of a word, it should be pronounced with aspiration. So in this situation, the letter K is pronounced the same as the last consonant in the English word ink. Let's look at 3 examples. Tak, mok, ziek. Now let's proceed to the letter C. In general, the letter C is pronounced in the same way as the letter K. This means it's normally pronounced as a voiceless consonant K without aspiration. Let's practice 3 example words. Cola, club, cabine. As is the case with the pronunciation of the letter K, if the letter C appears at the end of a word, it's usually pronounced as a voiceless consonant with aspiration, which sounds like K. Let's look at 2 examples. Chic, Luc. The letter C is not always pronounced the same as the letter K. If it's immediately followed by one of these letters or letter combinations, it's usually pronounced as a voiceless consonant S. The Dutch consonant S is similar to the consonant in the English word say, but they're not exactly the same. The Dutch consonant S sounds somewhere between the English consonant S, as in the English word gas, and the English consonant sh, as in the word ash. Let's look at 5 example words. Cel, ceintuur, cilinder, cijfer, cycloon. The letter C may appear together with the letter H as a letter combination, which is usually pronounced as a voiceless consonant H. This consonant does not appear in English. When pronouncing this Dutch consonant, you need to raise the rear part of the tongue against the soft palate, but without actually touching it. In this way, a narrow opening is formed between the rear of the tongue and the soft palate. The sound H is produced by the vibration caused by the air flowing through this narrow opening. Let's practice 3 example words. Acht, chaos, chemie. The letter combination CH is not always pronounced as ch, there are two main exceptions. The first exception is that when this letter combination appears in French loanwords, or when it's followed immediately by the letter E or O, it's usually pronounced as a consonant sequence sh. In some academic publications, this sequence is also transcribed like this. In this class, we'll use this latter transcription. The reason is explained in section 1.2 of my book, Dutch Pronunciation and Spelling for Beginners. Now let's look at 3 examples. China, chocolat, chef. As you may have noticed, the Dutch consonant sequence sh sounds very similar to the consonant in the English word ash, but the lips are slightly less protruding when the Dutch consonant sequence sh is pronounced. Now let's look at the second exception. In some words, the letter combination ch is pronounced as a voiceless consonant k without aspiration. This exception is relatively rare. It mainly occurs in some personal names and certain words that are related to Christianity. Let's look at 3 example words. Christus, Christendom, Christelijk. Well, that's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.